5 things to take off your nursing resume immediately, right now. Hey, y'all, I'm Dr. Day, and I help nurses who are looking for clarity and confidence in their nursing career journey. So, real talk. You are about to go into the job market or you're currently in it. You've got a resume, it's all revamped, it's got all the things that you've done, and you've got your statement there, and everyone is looking at it and they're all like, it looks good to me. But so why do you get crickets? Why are you not hearing back? What's going on? The resume isn't the whole story, but it's a big part of it. As a former vice president of professional development in a nursing department, I've seen so many new experience for leaders, for executive roles, all of them. And there's never the perfect one, but there's a lot that we can do to make it look better. My biggest takeaway with a lot of resumes, they feel more like a graveyard. It's a long obituary to all of the jobs in the past. I hope y'all picking up what I'm putting down. It is rear view mirror looking instead of front mirror facing about the job that you're applying for now. Now, what you've done in the past is certainly important and everybody's looking at it, but it's just flipping the context a little bit in your mind as you list out those jobs, as you talk about those old jobs that you've had before. Revive them. Don't have those jobs looking like they're in the job cemetery. Is that what I'm trying? The job description cemetery. That's it. Job description cemetery. Here's all the things that I did, and da, da, da. Let's talk about how we can make your resume look like the future you instead of the old you. So I always ask this question: why should you be sitting here listening to me? Real quick, brief introduction to my story. Nursing is a second career for me. I've had experiences in corporate marketing and advertising. My first degree was in business from Florida A&M University. Go Rattlers. And then I morphed into a nurse. And I will say that it was a metamorphosis in some ways, and a lot of personal experiences that shaped my journey. That's in a whole other video. So check out my why video. It's my why video. When I got into nursing after leaving corporate advertising and marketing, I started off as a nurse extern. Then I went on, I was in the burn ICU as a frontline staff nurse. That is my primary background. I then went into leadership roles and really found my path in the quality space. So, nursing quality and nursing education. I've held various leadership roles throughout. All of my hospitals were in Atlanta, Georgia. That's where I was born and raised. And then my most recent hospital role prior to where I work currently is I was vice president of nursing professional development. So over all of the residency programs, all of the nurse extern program, all orientation, onboarding. So our department was immersed in the entire professional development space, partnered closely with human resources. So had my hands in the pot almost every day when it comes to hiring, reviewing resumes, and looking at qualifications. And so I think I've had a lot of experience to be able to help shape what that could look like for you for the most success, if that's what you are looking for. So, this is a little series I call 5 in 5. That's 5 pieces of advice, tips, suggestions. Do this, don't do that type of things as you're navigating your nursing career. Things that I have learned from others, things I've been through myself with personal experiences. I just want to share that with you so that you can carry that into your nursing career journey. So today we're breaking down 5 things that you need to do to immediately spruce up your resume. 5 things to remove, take off today. So I tell everyone that I am a talker. I like to share information. I like to hear other people talk to me. So I love dialogue and conversation. However, though, you didn't come here to just sit here and hear me talk and blab on and on. So I'm calling this 5 in 5 for a reason. It's to keep me honest. So I've got my timer here. I got my timer right here to keep me honest. When we get started talking about the 5 things, I have 5 minutes to share that information with you. So I know you want to come here, you're looking for information, and that is the best way for me to keep myself in line as much as possible. So the whole thing won't be 5 minutes because I'm giving you a little bit of extra background. But yes, we will stick as closely as possible 5 minutes once we get started. All right, let's talk about those resumes. Let's clean them up. All right, keeping me honest, keeping me honest. Let's get started. All right, y'all ready? All right. Those resumes are a little dirty. We're going to clean them up. Number one, your full address. There's no need to put your full address on the resume. HR will have your contact information. The hiring manager is not going to be mailing you anything directly. So it really could only hurt. I've seen managers looking at resumes, and when it's coming down to the wire, they may say something like, well, you shift, they need to be here at 6:30 a.m. And I'm a little concerned because she lives about 45 minutes away. This one lives about 15 minutes away. So you can see how maybe the address doesn't really help you in that situation. So that is a space where less information, less is more. Number two, an objective statement. An objective, an objective statement, if I could get it stated, used to be something that made you stand out. It was nice and professional, and you're sitting there conveying what you want. All right. I want to pursue a role that will help me elevate me and help me grow and develop as a leader, so forth and so on. It sounds really nice, but it really isn't saying anything. It's really an opportunity to make a different kind of a statement, more about your professional brand. This is a great space to talk about your values, how they align with what type of an organization that you're looking for an alignment, and also what you bring to the table personally without necessarily getting personal. So if I was to make a statement instead of experienced nurse looking for growth and leadership opportunities, I'm going to more talk about myself and my characteristics. If I am an organized or I'm detailed or I am compassionate, make sure it aligns with who you truly are, but also the things that they might be looking for in the role that you are applying to. All right, number three, outdated clinical rotations. Now, unless you are applying as a brand new nurse, there should not be any clinical rotations on there unless something really spectacular happened during that clinical rotation. If you are still having to go back as an experienced nurse and talk about what you did during a clinical rotation, it begs the question from a hiring manager to say, so what has she done since she's been an actual nurse? Is there not enough there to talk about that we're having to go way back to your clinical rotation from 2015, 16? Let's focus on the clinical rotations only if we are a brand new nurse. And if you are a brand new nurse, put those clinical rotations on there. I know this is about what not to, but I just got to put this little parentheses here. Put your clinical rotations on there. That is the experience that you can paint, picture, and depict so that you can show that you do have clinical experience and experience in taking care of patients. All right. So we're a little bit more halfway through. Where am I? Ooh, a minute and 15 seconds. Let's roll. Let's stay away from generic buzzwords like hard worker and team player. Those are baseline human characteristics, right? It's great, but let's paint a story about being a hard worker. Let's paint the story about being a team player. We got to give those stories, but just using those buzzwords don't really speak that much. And it's just, you only have limited time. A lot of times, some of these interviews are 20, 30 minutes to get in what you want to say. Don't waste a single minute doing common conversations by saying things like, yes, I'm a team player. Yes, I'm a hard worker. Use that time to share the story about about your work ethic, the story about how you are a team player, some sort of crucial conversation maybe you have with a team member that diffused the situation. All right, let's focus on real, measurable opportunities that we had, that you led an interdisciplinary team to revamp rounds that ended up leading to a 20% decrease in readmissions. I'm out of time. This is going to be quick. Number five, take off jobs that aren't really relevant. Now, this one is very specific to the role. Let's say I led a team while I was in corporate America that we made some accomplishment. We helped increase sales. So that experience might be very relevant for my first interview in a role as a leader within nursing. So I may pull back on some other experience. When I first moved into that manager role and on the burn unit, it was kind of a sales role. I was going out and doing outreach and talking to other hospitals. And I really literally was cold calling on these hospitals. So guess what? That experience with Pfizer Pharmaceutical when I was in business school, that kind of plays into that one. But I'm not just going to randomly talk about things that are not relevant to the specific role that I am applying for. All right. I hope all of this helps. For more information, don't forget to follow, subscribe, whatever the things are that you need to do to be sticky to this channel. And I look forward to continuing to share more advice and tips with you and look forward to any comments that you have. Thank you.